I'm just all over the gaff, you know.
Oh,
I don't know if I'm left, right, or rhubarb over here. Stop. I don't know what it's like. I'm nearly feeling better, but every time I laugh, I
left,
wheeze.
right, or rhubarb?
Who says?
That's what you said.
Yeah, I'm feeling left. What have I been doing?
Oh my god. I really like that.
Yeah, have you never heard that? That saying.
No.
Oh, my rib. Oh. Oh, what happened there?
Right, let me get some questions up.
Oh, I've got them ready.
Oh, right, never mind.
You can get them up if you want. We haven't even introduced ourselves yet.
They know who we are by now.
Well, if you don't.
Welcome.
How many welcomes can you get
Welcome
in
back.
today? Take a shot every time you say welcome. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to the podcast with your main and only host today, me, Millie.
Discombobulated.
The most discombobulated girl you will see today. No, joking. Today
I'm going right past.
is a very, very fun day, special day, exciting day. We have a whole topic dedicated to first timers.
Yes.
First time prep, first time competitors, first time posers, first time everything. And also we put up a little story yesterday asking our little audience what they would like to know if you're a first time competitor, things that you would have wished to have known if you have competed before, something you wished you'd known before you stepped on stage, before you went through the whole prep experience.
Some of these are really funny as well.
They are good.
I was laughing reading some of them, so I can't wait to
dive straight into
share
them this week. But
especially hear like your side of it too, because I don't think we've ever
talks about my...
Yeah.
I'll bring up the odd story, I think, where I'm like, oh yeah, that
Apologies,
happened.
that was really slurpy.
Slurp.
Yeah.
I haven't got my drink today. Left it
I
in the
would
car.
share it with you, but you're
I've got lurgy.
still
it's fine.
diseased, so
Diseased.
There's some down there.
Diseased. Oh yeah. No, it's okay. I'm okay. I haven't even addressed the fact that I'm on this side today. We've swapped sides.
The feng shui, is that the word? Is
Feng shui.
slightly off.
It's quite...
I think it's this chair because I've not been able to get comfy either. I feel very like...
That's the only way you can describe it. Shimmy.
Yeah.
I feel very... the dramatic pause.
Yeah.
Slotted in.
Yeah.
It's very like
That's what she said.
I feel very... Why is it she said? Why is she slotted in?
Oh, because they can't
God.
do anything. Oh, joking. Oh. I just tapped as well, I remember.
See, this is...
It's this chair. Just makes you want to like...
Yeah, it does. Flip out.
Yeah.
That's how it makes me feel.
I've literally just eaten as well, and I was saying that it feels like my stomach's going to rumble, so apologies, guys.
It's okay. It's
So,
okay.
yeah,
I'm here for...
in the background.
I'm here for all the rumbles.
Yeah.
But should we
Rumble
do a
in
little
the
catch
jungle?
up of the... Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Are we okay?
Yeah.
She's got the zoomies. So, this week, how's your week been? Let's start with a little catch up, and then we'll go straight into first timers.
I feel like it's gone really fucking fast, but really fucking slowly at the same time.
How so?
So, like, on Thursday, I was a bit like, whew, unsure.
Yeah.
Just had a bit of a whirlwind. And then on Friday, I was speaking to someone, and they were like, oh, yesterday. And I was like, that was fucking yesterday. How has it literally only been a day?
Yeah.
Like, it felt like it was ages ago. And they were like, no, it was literally yesterday. So I was like, fucking hell.
I know.
But yeah, had some time off the gym to
Or deload.
just have a little bit of a reset. So kind of just went back in today, tried to do a couple of movements, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know, did my check-in, got back posing. But yeah, had an exciting call with a group of people yesterday. So yeah, I tried to explain it to someone that it's very like, I feel at the minute there's no in between. I'm very like up or very down. So I'm trying to just like manage that at the minute. But yeah, it's okay.
It's okay. Managing it.
Yeah. managing.
I know what you mean. So it's like either really, really high or really, really low.
Yeah.
I feel like that's been January, to be honest. It's either been really, really good or there's just been a lot going on. It's just not. We try again in Feb. That's all I can say.
Yeah, 1st of February is the start of my new year.
Yeah.
I go to Dubai next week, and then when I come back from that, I'm like, okay.
Oh no, that sounds lovely.
It's go time.
I think less pressure on yourself. I think we were, although we were saying less pressure on yourself in Jan, but we really went in being like, let's attack Jan. Like, we were on such a high, and then it was like, yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's okay. We can have high expectations.
Yeah.
We can have high expectations.
That is true.
But
yeah. What about you?
Me, bit of a down week, because it was last Monday, and I wasn't feeling too good on the podcast. And then from then it was just a bit downhill. And then I was just in bed with a bit of a fever, a bit of a cold. Just felt really like appetite's still not there. I can taste food now, but like I could have easily had one meal a day. Not that I did, but I could have easily had one meal a day to like last me. I've got no appetite. I'm not hungry at all, which is good because I'm in a dieting phase anyways. But
I mean, it's good in some ways, but obviously still, even in a dieting phase, the goal is not to starve yourself and have one meal a day. So I know that it is like super frustrating because it's like, I just mean so like it's nice to not be like, at least you're not having to like shovel food in as much.
So there's that, and it's just been no training since I did one upper session, and then that was a deload like into upper, and then I had legs yesterday, and I took it really light as well, and even today I was like, I'm sore, so rest day today, and then back into normal routine tomorrow. But I think everyone's like that when they're been a bit ill, you know, when you just feel a little bit low, you feel a bit sorry for yourself, and you're like
it's like the weather as well. I just feel like it's like constantly dark. I feel like that doesn't help with anything. But yeah, I'm also thinking of just like not training like a psycho, but just trying to like ease up a little bit, because I think that was just part of the problem. Like, I only have one leg press now, so I'm like, oh my god, it's like everything. And then I'm just before I took the like couple of days off, I was just so sore, like my hips, my knees, my legs in general, just like not like muscular sore, but my actual joints were like fucked. And I think it's just from, again, like putting pressure on it, being like, oh my god, this is the only leg press I have this week now, so it has to be like 8 plates aside and like fucking insane. Whereas I'm like, I'm actually destroying myself now, and now it's like counterproductive, because then I end up not being able to train. So I'm like, I'll still train like 85% how I normally do, I think, but just like, and not like an absolute psychopath.
Like that 85% as well is a lot of people's 100%. So we're like, unless you just absolutely dying on the floor, like heavy session, that was amazing. And then if it's not, automatically I think I'm the same, where it's that was an alright session, when really it was actually you matched from last week, and last week was PB, so that's pretty good. But in our head it's like, oh, it just didn't feel like it.
Especially like when I'm training legs, I'm like, if I don't fail something, I've failed in my head. Like, I haven't tried hard enough if I've not failed, do you know what I mean? But like, it's not always like wise to train to failure, because then like I literally end up fucked. So I'm gonna do that moving forward, like still enjoy it and still train how I do, but just like
reps in reserve,
be a bit more mindful. And not like 20 reps in reserve with like 2 plates aside, but just
like 7 plates on a leg press,
take it down a notch.
Not taking it to the point where it's like I physically have nothing left, I'm going to be sick. It's more so just taking it to a point of being like, right, I'm out of breath now, like stop. Like still training hard, but not to the point where I'm like, 3 weeks time I need more time off the gym because I can't walk again, because it's not productive. And we ain't got long left, so that's true. That is true. Nice little update.
Got my little sensible hat on.
Love it.
For the remainder of
off season.
This off season,
How long have we got now of off season?
X weeks. Stay
tuned, guys. Stay tuned. No one knows.
And you see me looking like then you'll know.
Like, what, guys? I'm just in maintenance. What you on about?
It's just my contour.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Just snatched. I love that part of prep though, because at the moment it's off season and it's like 4 chins.
I like my chins.
We're eating for 6 here, like. Whereas
she's
prep comes
hungry.
around, yeah, like, oh, she's well fed. That's what I can say. But when that jawline comes in, prep, I'm like.
Yeah, there's like a nice middle ground there, isn't there? I'd say like in like 4 to 6 weeks. You're really distracting me. Like,
Sorry. Yeah.
Like 4 to 6 weeks in, when you look a bit like sharper.
Yeah, it's like all chiseled.
But like any more than 10 and it's like
you look at
forehead vein, although that'll be hidden this year.
Oh.
And it's like crackhead vibes.
Are you keeping the fringe?
Probably not.
Oh.
I'll probably have it out for stage.
Yeah. I was just thinking, I was like, oh, she's going for a fringe on stage.
Yeah. Might
Yeah.
just shave it off.
Vibes, start again.
And speaking of starting again,
Should we stop talking?
should we start on first timers? Doesn't link at all.
I was waiting and I was like, oh no, I feel like she said it and I can't save this one either.
Shall we start?
Shall we just start?
Should we start again?
Yeah. Replay.
Oh god.
Yes, let's get it up. So, we asked on the stories yesterday, and this is a little reminder, if you are not following us, please do on Instagram at 2pods. Yeah, that's the one. I was reading as I
Don't
said
go
it.
there.
Don't do that. Don't go
We
there.
won't be there.
2 blondes pod.
Two
please.
blobs.
Two blobs.
I feel like a blob today.
You don't look like a blob.
Thank you.
Great, tan looks good.
Thanks. Me and my XL jumper. It's getting to that time as well where we're like a week and a half away from like the week, and I'm just
What, your cycle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
so it's like
Oh,
whale season.
Before you could cry there, you went. I just don't like it anymore.
Yeah, it's not that bad. I'm just very like aware of stuff.
Does make you like that though.
But also, happy first day of Aquarius. It is officially Aquarius season today.
Is it?
So welcome to my birth
Month?
season. Yeah, not quite in the birth month. Not in the birth month yet. That is in a couple of days. But yeah,
Oh my god.
welcome to
Oh my god,
Aquarius.
guys! And then you can stay tuned for the end to talk about Hannah's birthday plans. So if you've been
Even though
listening
we've not
along,
booked anything, so it might be next week again.
Also, today, a complete side note, is Blues Monday.
Yeah, Kat mentioned this.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that's why I feel shit.
Yeah.
It's the National Day of feeling
Feeling
even
blues.
shitter than we did yesterday.
But it gave me validation this morning because I was speaking to my client and we were just chatting all emotions and everything. I was like, just felt a bit flat to be honest with you. And she was like, it's Blues Monday. I was like, what? She explained and she was like, yeah. I was like, isn't it funny? It was like, it's your national day to feel blue. I was like, that's quite sad.
Sad but good.
Sad but good.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So we're in this together, guys.
Anyways, so our question was, what is something you want to know or more about as a first-time competitor? First one, Han. How hungry would I be post-show? Didn't struggle with hunger during prep. So,
I think this is maybe one for the next box because it's how hungry I would be post-show. They've obviously already done a prep, but we'll answer it now anyway because we've said it.
I was going to say, I think they're prepping.
Oh.
So it's like,
Oh, I see. I
I'm
get it.
prepping, I'm not hungry in prep, but post-show, I don't know how to handle it.
I feel like this is very person dependent. And obviously depends how low your food has to go on prep because some girls don't have to go that low, like 1,500, 1,600, 1,700 calories, which is like still like an okay amount.
That's
like it's
madness.
pretty decent on
Yeah.
prep, to be fair. But then obviously that might have been because they started at like a higher level of food. I can't speak today, never mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If they started prep at like a higher place, then they won't have to go as low, maybe. But also everyone's body, the point at which we will start burning fat is different. So even if you start prep on like 3,000 calories, if your body is going to start burning it at 2000, you're going to have to drop to that before you start seeing significant changes. So it really is like person dependent as well.
It's like your metabolic rate, so it's where it's you've got that kind of threshold of where you actually start, where, like, it's essentially where you start to be in a deficit. So you can be adaptive. So say, for instance, when someone's on like 3,500 calories, and automatically you think, well, if I take 500 calories away, I'm going to drop weight, and I'm going to consistently, go whatever.
But that drop could still place them in a surplus. So you aren't going to drop until you're actually in a deficit. And like,
which is when it's like, if you spend more time in that place of 3,500, that's when it will hopefully bring it up. But everyone's different. It's all person dependent. It's all I would say is, if you are someone who, if you're not hungry and prep because you switch that mindset off, like you do kind of switch off to it, and you can feel that hunger and be like, I'm fucking starving, or you're not going to really react on it, really. You're not going to think, okay, well, let me just go and make sure that I'm not starving, because nothing's going to resolve that. But post-show, you do almost have this level of freedom where it's like, oh my God, now I can offer all the food. I can react to this. And I just want to say, like, treat post-show almost as if it's still a prep. Like,
I also think that freedom brings in the hunger. Because nothing changes
you can think about
post-show other than the fact that you have that freedom now. So if you think about it that way, the freedom is making you hungry because nothing else has changed. Your food might have gone up a bit, and like, I often find that even if in off season, if I have an off plan, the next day I'll be more hungry just because I've had more food or different food, like a burger, it's saltier, so like that will drive hunger too. But nothing has really changed that much. So it's like, it is a mindset thing too, like quite often. And also I think how I would deal with it, or maybe how I would suggest to deal with it if it was something you were really struggling about, like, keep on top of hydration. Because I said it to Val when she was like struggling with hunger, like, are you actually hungry, are you thirsty? Because often I think people get confused between the two. Like, if you just have that kind of sensation like in your mouth or in your stomach, like, what are you actually feeling? Have a drink, have a big drink, wait 15 minutes. If you're still hungry, okay, you're hungry. If not, you were thirsty and you're just getting the signals confused. So just keep on top of hydration. And then with your food going up, that's going to help too, because we need water to move carbs around the body anyway. So hydration. Hydrated queens.
Keep hydrated
as
queens.
per,
I'd say that, and also still treating post-show as a prep. Like, just because you can now have everything doesn't mean you need it, doesn't mean your body needs it, doesn't mean you should essentially have it. Like, you have your off plan, you might even be having 2 off plans, that's absolutely fine. You might be having like an off plan a day where it's like a meal that's not on your plan, but stick to your new food, stick to your higher foods. Your coach is probably going to boost it up anyways. If you're, don't get into the spiral of like, oh my God, but if I eat this off plan, that means like my food's not going to go up and all of this. Like, just take that out of it. Keep doing what you're doing. Do what your coach essentially tells you, which is what you said. Keep hydrated, wait, have regular meals. Regular meals. If you're really struggling with hunger, eating every 2 to 3 hours, having that across the day, even if it's a little snack, just to keep you going. What are you actually hungry for?
Also, I think a lot of the time people are like, oh no, I feel hungry, like, what's wrong? It's okay.
It's okay to feel hungry. It's appetite is good.
Okay. Like, your body's trying to regulate itself. Like, if you feel hungry in prep, great, it's fucking working. If you feel hungry post-show or in off-season, that's okay too. Your body's just trying to regulate, because you're putting it through a lot. I think people are like, oh, I'm going to prep. Do you understand how, like, hard this shit is? So yeah,
I'd get excited when I was hungry and prep, because I'd be like, oh, we're gonna get a drop tomorrow.
I do quite agree with this though, because in my first prep I really did not struggle at all. I didn't feel hungry and my food got low, but it's like you said, you just switch it, and like I was always drinking anyway, so I know that I was drinking to get rid of the hunger if I felt it, but I didn't. Like, I genuinely felt no hunger while I was prepping. And I think it is just because you're so focused on your goal. And then post-show, I still wasn't hungry, but like, like I just wanted to have my normal food back, but like we put food quite high anyway, so I think that's another thing. Like we literally like more than doubled my food intake straight away the day after, so like then I also didn't have room to be hungry because I had all this food. I was like, oh
Yeah, it's a shock.
it's fine,
oh
like
my gosh, yeah.
But yeah.
Basically, keep hydrated, regular meals. Remember, food will always be there, and appetite is good.
So we've got 2 on the protocol for prepping your skin and all things tan. So
Ooh,
let's dive into that one.
do you want to talk
Tan
about
and shaving, stuff like that?
Do you want to talk about? Well, we've got different methods of like hair removal, but do you want to talk about the pro tan because you've tanned yourself?
Yeah.
And I'll go into the. We can both go into the.
Let's
tan
start hair
experience.
removal.
Yeah.
Because you obviously start there. Well,
Skin prep.
Skin prep.
Yeah.
So I started, as soon as I start prep, I use Sanic Zero. Some people just use it closer to shows, but I just switch as soon as I start prep, because if I'm going to buy it, I may as well just start buying it. It's just a no fragrance, no oil, no like nothing body shampoo. No, body wash.
Body wash. Yeah, body wash.
And I just start using that, and then I'll go in with like an actual exfoliant and like the gloves and like all of that, probably from about 8 weeks out, just to proper prep everything.
Yeah.
Make sure there's no dry skin. I also have, I want to say it's like, I don't know how to say the name. It's this cream. It starts with, it's like AQUEO something. I don't know. I'm just saying. Do you know what I mean? Like
yeah, I know
that cream is, it's also got no fragrance and nothing in it. It's a really plain, simple cream, and I use that as my moisturizer as well. And basically, you don't want fragranced oil, perfume, anything, because it reacts with the tan. So I use that too, just to keep it all nice and simple. Then a couple of days before your show, this is where we differ, I think. I full bodied shave. What do you do?
Hair removal cream.
Yeah.
Or I'll wax.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm known for, like, it doesn't matter how many times I shave, and I will just do a last minute shave anyways. Doesn't matter how many times I shave, I will miss a spot or I'll miss something. So it's like, if I know I'm... What?
I was just thinking, I was going to be like, but if you put shaving foam on, you don't, because I literally go like head to toe shaving foam, like I look like a snowman.
Oh no, I will have the whole leg in the bath, like leg is up, and I'm like this with the shaving foam, yeah. But I don't know, like I say, I miss a bit. I've obviously I've got bad eyes. Sorry. You also wear glasses, so but like I don't know, maybe it's just my aim. Who knows? But like, there's always like, my aim. Right, but I do it and then I'll cut myself, and I just think, when I do hair removal cream, I just slap it on and I know it's all coming off.
One thing I want to say is, however you are currently removing hair, stick with that method, because you don't want to be chop and changing. If you don't shave, don't start shaving, and if you don't use hair removal cream, don't start using hair removal cream, because your skin is so sensitive in prep, and especially if you're a couple of days out from your show, you don't want to be like burning your skin with hair removal cream or like shaving foam or anything.
Like
so
been used to that.
Exactly. Stick with what you know, just make sure it's gone. I think they also have some like little tips and tricks on the Compact website as well. That's like really, really helpful, and it's where I get all my like get buffed things from. When
I didn't have
like pro tan and
what I was gonna say, like we'll obviously go through it, but when I didn't have a clue, I'd go on Compact and be like, what, like when I first was doing it, I was like, what skin prep do I need to do for this? But it was just, you just need to make sure that you're exfoliating, moisturising. And then also with the hair removal, whatever method you're doing, like leading up to the show, I would say leave it 2 weeks before the big kind of shave. Like almost thinking about I'm 2 weeks out. I stopped shaving now because it's like...
Really?
Yeah, you need to...
I didn't.
Because if you leave stubble, that's like where you can miss. And like it's... If you're constantly leaving stubble as well, it's where your tan can sit. I remember seeing it. It's where the tan can sit really badly, like bobbly. So it's like I would let it grow
Oh,
out, and then it's
God.
like a fresh either wax or a fresh.
I wouldn't leave it 2 weeks. I'd be like a fucking woolly
Well,
mammoth.
you're not leaving it 2 weeks. You're leaving it like a week, like 8-9 days.
Oh, I see. Oh,
Do you
yeah,
know
I
what I mean?
wouldn't even do that.
yeah.
I would do it normally
Arms,
every, like...
like armpits, like but like my legs and everything else, I'd be like, right, 2 weeks from now.
Wow.
That was my like level of commitment. I was like, okay, I'm 2 weeks out. I'm gonna give it 8-9 days
Really?
before I'd like give the whole body to like a whole shebang.
See, I would do mine on, like, say my show is a Saturday or a Sunday. My first layer, if it's a Saturday, my first layer of tan goes on Thursday night. So I need to have everything off by, like, Tuesday evening. I probably would have still shaved on, like, Thursday the week before. Like, literally 4 days before.
But would you shave again until then?
No, so I would do Thursday, have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, nothing, and then do it on Tuesday. That's like the longest I would go.
Still like over a week before. Like a week before, sorry.
Yeah.
Before, yeah.
4 days. But yeah.
Person dependent.
Yeah.
Person dependent. But
yeah.
yeah, that's that. And then the tanning process.
So if you're pale, like myself, I do 2 base coats just because I think it looks better.
Yeah.
So my first ever show is the first time I didn't. I got the whole tanning process done by the backstage tanning crew, and it was absolutely perfect, but it just wasn't dark enough because I didn't have 2 base coats on. So then the second time I did another base coat, and I used Ultra Dark twice, Pro Tan Ultra Dark twice. So I was like mahogany, but I think it's perfect on stage.
Yeah.
And I did the same for Ireland, and I think that was like the most flawless my tan has ever been. I was so happy with that whole look. And I did 2 base coats. So I did the first on the evening, went to sleep, got up in the morning, washed it off in the morning, let my skin sit for the whole day, and then did another base coat on the evening. Again, didn't wash that off, and then woke up and it was show day, so did my top coat and all of that, and that's how I do it, if I do it myself, obviously. Obviously if you want to get the tanners to do it as well, you could still do a base coat yourself, and then go and get your tanning base coat and then get your tanning top coat, or you could do your own base coat and just get your top coat. There's many options. Obviously it's all like price dependent, so it's whatever you can afford basically, or what you want to do. Again, head to Compact is where I get all my tan. They've got tanning advice. They have a show day checklist as well on there. It's literally,
they've got
Compact is your holy grail.
Everything on there. All your tips. Everything that we're essentially saying as well today is on Compact. And you can get your
and they're super good with replying as well. So like if you have any questions like after this, obviously message us if you want to, or like equally send a message to Compact, because the girls are lovely. So
jazz up. And then you've got the show day tan. Oh my god, no, we'll get into that.
Have you ever done your own tan?
No. So on my last show I ordered it, but I ordered it too late, so then I had to quickly buy to get it done there, which to be fair, I've never had an issue with my tan. Like my first time was at PCA, and that's, I will say, like PCA tan compared to Two Bros tan, completely different. Completely different. Like I know you like I think we all do. I think we all like dark tan on the show day. Like mahogany, that is a different level of, that's just dark.
I feel like the PCA one is a bit of a like different colour though.
It's a
like
different
Pro
colour.
Tan is absolutely perfect.
Even
like when I'm like, oh, it's mahogany, like it's perfect
it's nice
for stage. I feel like there's something that's like,
it's like I almost want to say there's like a darky ash to it.
Yes,
it's like ash.
It's not orange enough. No. And like you do want that like orangeness to it, just so that you don't look like purple or green or grey on stage.
I looked kind of grey. Like I look back on pictures and I look at the difference and I think, oh, I looked grey ashy compared to a nice bronze. And then when I had the Two Bros one, I was like, oh, hello. But the actual experience itself was just traumatic, but we might save that for later as we talk more about tan, because I think there are some other questions
that can go in the what you wish you would have known.
Next one.
Is it better to rent your suit or buy it? Does it have to be tailored?
Does it have to be tailored? Well, yes.
It does. I mean, if it's rented, it's not going to be tailored specifically to you, but you'll get a size that fits.
Yeah.
For example, like top size,
I was
it
gonna
will
say.
be
Hmm.
to fit your cup size. And bottoms, they'll normally do it on hip measurement anyway. So it will be like the nearest fit. It just
Yeah.
won't have been made to measure for you.
Yeah. It'll be if you're kind of like a generic size, not a one fits all, but if it's like, say for instance, you're shopping and you're looking at the rented bikinis and you know your cup size, your measurement, and you know that's going to fit, fantastic. Like, go for it. If it's, you're worried, get it tailored, because it's,
Yeah.
like, I would say getting the rented one and also going for the one that fit, like going for a generic, like that will fit me, is your cheaper option. Whereas if you can, I'd always recommend getting tailored, because it takes the stress out. You know
Like
it's going to
buying
fit you, yeah. And then it's yours, and you can always resell it if you don't want to keep it, if you want the money away from it, like from it. But
it's not a must. There are so many great companies out there that do rented, because
Yeah.
obviously it is like really expensive. I'm not sure on the price of rental ones. I think it depends on like the level of bikini, but if it
250 to
yeah
400 depending on what you go
for rental,
about 300. Oh,
really?
rental, yeah, rentals like 200 to 300, and then if you buy second hand, it's about like anywhere from, depending where you get it from, but if you get it from like say for instance it's Black Ice or Georgia Rose, I think it's around about like 350 depending on what you.
And then a new one's sort of like, again depending on the level, but it's like 450 upwards.
450 upwards,
Yeah.
I think mine.
It doesn't have to be though, because obviously it is like so expensive, but like if you want to have it as like a little treat, a little, you know, well done for doing your prep. Yeah, if you are maybe not sure if bodybuilding is for you and you're just doing it as a, like, I want to see if I enjoy it, if you're doing it as just a thing on a bucket list and like you're not sure if you're going to continue, then obviously rent.
Yeah.
Because if
Rent
you
or
aren't
secondhand.
sure on bodybuilding, then it's a lot to just fork out for you then to be like, oh, I don't actually like this. But I guess you can sell it. It just depends. It is like the most magical experience ever.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's completely down to your budget, I guess. Advice on how to deal with show day nerves booking it for my first show.
Embrace it would be the first thing, because you're going to be nervous, you're excited, it's a whole new experience, it's a whole new, like, you've never done this type of show day, whether you've been in like a performing background, a stage background, it's completely different. You don't know, you know, what's going on. So all I would say is take it all in, breathe. You only get to have this day once. It's only your first ever show day once. So embrace all the nerves, but also don't let it consume you. So just trying to keep calm, you know, make yourself a little playlist, put headphones in, find a little quiet area in backstage, or if your friends and family are one to keep you calm and keep you chilled, sit with them. If it's your coach, you know, chat to them, communicate. Just don't let it overwhelm you. Don't let other people persuade you differently. Don't let other things going on stress you out. Just chill.
Yeah.
And take it all in. That's what I would say.
Yeah. How were you on your first show day? What were you doing?
God, this was like years ago now. It's like 3 years ago. It was PCA. And no, I was nervous. I was nervous for that. I wasn't as nervous because I was staying with a friend and my mum and dad were in another room, because I was doing PCA first timers, but they did 2 shows in one day. So it was PCA London. So it was PCA first timers in the morning, so the whole show. And then from the afternoon, it was PCA London. So they like whizzed through us. And it was all a bit of a blur, to be honest. Like, I wish I'd taken it in more. I wish I'd like not been as nervous in the morning, but I was kind of like dotting about. I didn't really know where I was going. I had a friend that I stayed with and she was on in the afternoon, but it was just, do you know what? It was still quite calm. It was more calm than my second show of that season.
Really?
But I enjoyed my second show a lot more because
Yeah.
I'd already done it all. But it was so much of a blur because I was so nervous and because I'd never been on stage. I hadn't been on stage in years as well. I can't remember stepping on stage. I remember just couldn't see anyone. It was like bright white light.
Really?
I think I'd forgot my routine and made it up on the spot as well. Like, it was that I was that nervous, but you wouldn't know because I just walked out and I was like, hee, here we go. But yeah, it was.
Funny.
Do you know what? It was nice because I had the day. Like, I showed my family and I showed my friends what I'd been doing for months and months and what I'd been preparing for, and they were all like, "What have you just done?" And I was like, "I don't actually know what I've just done here." But yeah. Oh, that's why I'm always like, if you're nervous, like, it's okay to be nervous, don't let it consume you, because I think it did consume me a lot right before I stepped on stage.
I think it will as a first timer, because there is no way to prepare. No. Even if you've come from a performing background like I have, I did ballet and dance and figure skating, and like I did shows, I did theatre, I did like performances, like I grew up on stage, and nothing prepares you to stand on stage in heels and a sparkly bikini. Like, it really doesn't. There's nothing you can compare it to. So you are going to feel nervous, but like, it's part of it, and just turn it into excitement. Like you said, have like your coach around you, like friends or family if you want. If it adds more pressure, then don't worry. And just, take yourself off somewhere quiet. I literally sat by myself backstage. I didn't have music because I was like, that's going to stress me out. If I can't get the right song, I'll just keep skipping. So I was like, no music. I had headphones with me, had a book with me, but I literally just sat there and chilled. And I was like, I think another piece of advice, don't go over and over and over posing backstage, because that will stress you out too. I went through, remember, it's muscle memory at that point, went through my routine once. Ross was like, yeah, that's fine. I just sat down and had my feet up and waited to get my glaze.
Nice.
Yeah. Next question. So there's 2 on shows. How many shows for your first season should you do, and should you also compete abroad in your first season? So 2 kind of, but...
So how many shows should you do? As many as you want to. As many as you want to within and what your coach recommends. So
and your budget.
So just take those into consideration. Like, it's all well and good if I say to you, you should do 5 shows in your first season, but you can only afford to do 1.
And your physique, how it looks, because it could start to deteriorate.
Well, that's what I mean.
Look
Not
so great.
It's what your coach recommends, really. So having like say for instance, there's like you've got your heart set out on doing 4 shows, and you're like, yep, I'm going out to do 4 shows. You do 2, and you're like, I'm absolutely shattered. I can't wait another 4 weeks. I feel like I don't feel good anymore. I'm happy with those 2. Don't need to do 4. If you do 1, it's still fantastic.
Yeah.
Still fantastic.
And I think you'll know as well yourself when you're done.
Yeah.
Like, you won't have to question it. Like, in my first season, I did 3, and there was a 2-week gap between every show, and it got to peak week for the 3rd and final show. So I was a week out, and I was like, I'm done. And I feel like I went into that show so calm, because I was like, I'm literally just here to enjoy it now. Like, there's no pressure. I'm not stressed about anything. I've done this twice already, so I sort of know what I'm doing. And I was like, I really just want to enjoy this show. Yeah. Because I was like, it is my last one, so I really just want to have fun. So like, you will know when you're done. Or someone will know when you're done. If you don't, then you'll be told that you're done.
Yeah, your body will show signs that you are done.
Yeah, because also, not forgetting, I think we'll maybe speak about finance after this, because no one's asked about the cost of anything, but I think it's really important to speak about, and also note how different it is between federations. I think in the other question box someone asked something about federations, but like, just the price difference between
the 2
2 of the bigger federations is wild, especially at the minute. I'm sure it's
as well
gone up, which is crazy.
And as well, it's when you're going into natural and untested shows between. Do they cost different?
Really?
So what was yours for 2 bros?
Last year it was 185 for regional.
110 for my natural season before. So natural show. So I remember it was either 1 or 1:15 to enter another category, and I was like, oh, fine, go on then, because it's one more.
See,
so
I think
nearly 200 for your category.
my first season, I'm sure it was a lot cheaper, because I think I only paid just over 200 for for novice and open at my regional, my first ever regional.
Yeah.
Whereas like then for my second season, my first regional was like 195 for just one class. I was like, I'm sure that's gone up.
Yeah.
But yeah, inflation, hey.
Hey ho. Crazy that.
The stage doesn't change, but the prices do.
Not wrong. But yeah, no, are we going into that now, the finance side of it, or?
I mean, we may as well, because it's part of the question, isn't it?
Yeah. So oh, wow. So you've got membership. When we're talking about the whole federation side and competing, you've got the membership, which you need to have either for, I know this is like for PCA, and well, actually for most federations, but PCA as well as Two Bros, you need to have a membership with them, so like a membership with NPC or PCA.
Yep. So that costs.
That cost. So I remember that was £35 for PCA. I'm not sure if that's changed. Whereas for Two Bros, what's that now? 75?
I was going to say 85. I could be wrong, but it's up there.
Yeah, it is more. And then you've got your entry for the categories. So that's what we were just talking about in terms of, you said in your last season it was 185 per category.
That's for regional as well. It's 250 for a pro qualifier.
Yeah.
For one class.
That's wild.
So again, how many shows should you do? Like how much do you want to pay?
Yeah. So, if you're entering one category, a couple of minutes on stage, if you're looking at, also as a first time, I do want to say this, like if you are looking at more of the budget side of things and you're looking at for a lot more out of your stage time, like day, like everything, like yes, Two Bros 100%, but PCA would be the cheaper option, because
or other ones like FitX, or there's like a couple of other federations aren't there as well. There's like quite a few. So just, if you are a first timer and you're just like, oh, I want like a fun experience, I'm not really sure which federation I want to go for, not really sure which style of posing is gonna fit me, or like anything like that. Maybe just do one of each. Just give it a go.
Yeah.
Because like we said, you're never gonna have your first season. You're never gonna be a first timer again. So like, go and do it all while you can. Test it now.
Yeah. Because I tested out PCA thinking like, oh, maybe Two Bros isn't, like PCA was my first. I didn't even know, like this is how much I didn't know. Like I just looked at the girls who was doing the PCA at the time and I was like, yep, do that show. And then it wasn't until like I was getting coached that my coach was like, I think you'd really suit a Two Bros style of posing like your physique does.
Can we say NPC posing?
NPC,
please?
yeah, sorry. I keep saying Two Bros.
Not Two Bros.
Sorry, that's not Two Bros posing. I'm thinking Two Bros shows.
Yeah.
It was more so like, I think you'd really suit NPC posing. And I was like, what's that? And then showed me. And then we did it like a few rounds and I was like, oh, wow, this is actually like better, because I don't, like I struggle, like genetically I don't have quads. Like I just don't have the right shape, I don't think, for PCA. I think it doesn't suit me as much. It's very like wham bam, I'm here, and I feel like I'm not a wham bam kind of girl. I'm a hi
floaty.
I'm just a floaty girl. So I wouldn't have known that without trialing them both and getting up on stage and trying, and that's all you can do. Try.
And again, should you compete abroad in your first season, very much on the same sort of topic,
physique,
should you compete abroad if you want to? If your coach thinks you're ready, if you think you're ready, again, think about the finance, because like I just said, pro qualifiers are 250 upwards per class, sometimes 300 if they're something like an amateur Olympia, just because of the name and everything that comes with it. Then obviously anywhere that you stay, you have a hotel,
tickets,
flights if you need to do that, but again, it could be train tickets, it could be petrol, it's going to be food. There's a lot to consider. So how many shows should you do, or should you compete abroad? It's like, it's so person dependent.
100%. No, I'm just reading one of the questions.
Which one?
If
you click view all, you can see them all together rather than scrolling.
Oh, yeah.
I just saw you like...
I'm like just aggressively swiping, like, have we done this one? Does everyone lose their cycle on PrEP? That's a good one.
Yes, it is a good one. And no, not everyone does.
No. I know a few people who had their cycle on show day.
On show day,
And I was
imagine.
like, yeah, and if that happens, girls, like, don't panic. Don't panic, don't stress. Nothing's gone to shit. Nothing's gone wrong. This is just, you know, if anything, it's quite good. Shows that you're still quite healthy. Everything's functioning as it should be.
I mean, it might not be functioning as it should be, but I think sometimes if you are teetering on the edge of potentially losing your cycle, if you haven't quite lost it yet, or you've maybe missed 1 month, and then you have a carb up or an increase in food prior to show, like loading a couple of days before show, sometimes that increase in food is enough for your body to be like, okay, we're not dying, let's resume normal function. Because that's essentially what it is. Like, our bodies think, well, we don't need to have children right now, so that needs to go, because you're so low in energy that it doesn't have enough energy to give you a cycle.
Your body's literally making that decision for you to be like, you don't have enough for us to, we need to hold on to everything that you've got right now. And I've had that before, where I can physically feel my body trying to have a cycle where I've had a little bit of extra food, got the cramps, I've got bloating, I was having wobbles pre-show, because I was like, I can feel I'm going to get my cycle, and I just can't be arsed with it, because you just think, oh, I just don't, you don't want to have to deal with that on show day, but if it happens, be absolutely fine. But yeah, not everyone loses their cycle, but majority do, and it's not uncommon for you to lose your cycle during your cycle. I don't want to normalize it and be like, oh my god, it's a normal thing, because it's
not normal, but it's common. It's common. There's a big difference.
Yeah.
And if you do, then there should be like a focus to get it back
post-show.
There
should be a plan in place.
And equally, that the rate that it comes back is really down to you as a person as well. Obviously, I've mentioned before that mine were quite irregular anyway. So it's not like, you know, some people don't lose it at all. Some people get theirs like 2 weeks post-show. Some people get it 9 months post-show. Like, we're all so different. But yeah, just keep your coach updated with everything. And like you said, make sure there's a plan in place.
After my first show, my first season, I didn't get my cycle back. I lost it in the September, competed for the first time in October, late October, going into November, stepped off stage beginning November, and I didn't get it back until my first one was April.
Really?
Following year, yeah. So I'd went from, because before, in my head I was like, oh, it's okay, it's a couple months post show, I didn't get it, and then my coach was like, no, like, you haven't had it since September, like, you've not had it from September to April. And like, we did, like, there was nothing on the coach, it was just me, who my body was like in such a hole. Like, you just, for some people it's traumatic for your body to go through, for it to then kickstart and go again. It wasn't as long last time, my last prep.
Also, it's not always just like a reduction in food. Sometimes it's the stress. Or like, most commonly it's the stress. Like, I can be at a healthy weight and be so stressed that I just don't have a cycle 1 month. So it's not always just a case of like, oh, post show I'll just eat more food, have more fats, all of this XYZ, and it'll come back. Like, if your body is still stressed and you're not managing that stress effectively, or like not prioritizing sleep, or not recovering, you still aren't making yourself healthy enough to have a period.
Like, if I train 5 days a week, I can't recover from that, so then my body's too stressed and I lose my cycle. And that's why I only train 4 days a week as well. Big part of it.
And like at an off-season weight, so it's not always weight related. Will the form of cardio I do affect / change the rate of loss?
What, sorry?
Will the form of cardio I do affect or change the rate of loss?
Well, it depends what cardio you're doing. If you're just doing a little...
Well, yeah, that's the question. Like, will it affect it?
I would say so, yeah. Not affect the...
Affect or change the rate of loss?
Slightly. Like, if you're just doing like a little pedal on the bike, it depends.
I think if your intensity across all forms of cardio is the same. And if you hit 140...
beats per minute.
Beats on a Stairmaster, and you hit 140 on a treadmill and 140 on the bike and 140 on the cross trainer, you're still getting your heart rate up to a steady level and the same level.
But the intensity, the only thing I would say is, like, I agree with you there. It's a lot easier to keep that intensity on something like a Stairmaster or a cross trainer than it is on like a sit down bike, because you got that intensity, but that's I think why. If you were just pedaling along for 30 minutes, you've got to really be pedaling your ass off to keep that at 140.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, if your intensity is there across the board, like, there shouldn't be too much of a difference.
No.
And then it's like, but equally, if you're on the stairs and you're on level 1 and your heart rate's at 98, but you're on the bike doing sprints and your heart rate's like 170, you know. So it is literally just like how much effort you put in.
Whether you can keep the intensity up is basically what we would say. So
because quite a lot of pros do incline treadmill as their cardio. Like, it saves your knees. My knees go on the stairs just to end up like a crippled old woman.
They're rough and crap. My knees and my hips after weeks of Stairmaster is like, ugh. But
no good. So yeah, and I think just do something that you enjoy as well, especially with cardio. Like, if you hate the bike, don't go on the bike. Because you'll literally just regret your entire existence for like 30 minutes to 60 minutes or whatever you get put on. It's just like
head in tears.
There's just no point. Because I think we said it last week, like, it should be fun, and if you're doing it and it's not fun, just
that's why I like the Stairmaster. I don't like the cross trainer, and I just like, even though I was being told you need to do the cross trainer, I'd be like, I hate it.
See, I really like the cross trainer when we added it in, because my knees were hurting like a lot in the last prep, so I moved on to the cross trainer, and I was just like, look at me go. And then I went back onto the stairs once just to be like, I just fancy it. And I was like, I feel like I'm not moving anywhere, because the cross trainer's so like
full body.
And then on the stairs you're just like plodding along. I was like, no, I can't do this. But you do you, girl. What was the second question? Would you remind me, please?
Second question. It was something you wish you had known as a first timer from a seasoned competitor. No, just if you've competed before. I've got one up. Don't listen to all the people that tell you you're going to come first.
Interesting.
Yes and no.
Yes.
So, like, have people in your corner who believe that the best in you.
Yeah.
And believe that they can get you there.
But also they're not judging you.
Yeah, they're not judging you. Anything can happen on the day.
And everyone's mum thinks they are going to come first.
Yeah.
So while it's really nice, and thank you, mum, for your support.
Thanks, mum. Always.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, yeah. And also, if my coach, I don't know what it is, if my coach was telling me, like, you're going to come first, I'd be like, why are you telling me this? I'd be like, why are you telling me this? I'm not, like, not that I wouldn't believe it. I'd be like, until it happens, I wouldn't believe it. So I think I'd be really nice and sweet for someone to say, but I wouldn't be like, I wouldn't be on show day and then come second when everyone's told me I've come first and be like, oh, and everyone thought I was going to come first. I'd be like, well, if I knew in myself, I'd be like, oh, I didn't think I was coming first.
I think the way that I like it being phrased is, you've got this.
Yeah.
Because that isn't putting pressure on a placing. No. It's just saying, you've got this.
Like, you look good.
Like, you're okay. You know, like, you can have this, but you could come second, but you've still got it.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's just, I like that as a little bit of support.
Yeah.
Rather than the kind of, oh, you're definitely coming first, because then it's like, oh, great, thanks for that unnecessary pressure. Yeah. Like, cheers.
Great. Fantastic.
More stress.
Yeah, because then you also, I don't think you should tell people as well, like, I've seen this before as well with coaches telling their clients, being like, yeah, you're going to do so well. You're going to like come first at this next show. And it's like, don't put so much pressure onto that person, because that person then feels like they, like, if you're a client who's getting told, like, you're going to come first in your next show, you're going to wipe them clean, like, don't stress. The day's about you, the show's about you. Like, don't let that pressure over, like, cloud all of that. And your coach is not going to be disappointed in you if you then don't get that place in that they think that you're going to get. Yeah. Because everything can change on the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my 20p.
Thanks.
Just throw that in
Someone has actually said save money little and often, as it does add up, especially photos and videos, because that is something that we also didn't cover, and that is quite a big expense too.
Stage photos.
Yeah. What is it like? It's like, I want to say it's between like 70 and 90
pounds.
Yeah.
I didn't get last season's because I didn't want them. The ones that I did get from my season before was €2, 125 stage shots.
For videos as well?
It weren't videos in that time.
Really?
Yeah.
At regional or pro qualifier?
Regional.
Really?
Yeah, I was too tired to do the qualifier.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong then. But yeah, they are basically whatever it is expensive, so it does add up.
Yeah, you're looking at roughly 100 for pictures. So
yeah,
if you know a friend who's got a camera, get that involved. Get some pictures of you. Don't stress. You don't need the professional pictures. They're just nice to have if you're not going to do it again, or you're really proud of that moment or that
nice
day.
to look back on. Nice to look back on.
Yeah.
Also, don't forget that NPC News Online have all of the stage shots as well. They'll normally do a front and a back for every competitor in every show. Apart from my shows last year, they don't exist. So get the photos.
Yeah. Get them in.
Yeah. Because I did that. I was like, I'm not going to get them because I'll just get a front and back from NPC News Online. They are not there. Yeah. My last and only competitive season was 2023 apparently. So yeah. But definitely get a camera involved and save up little and often.
Yeah, save up before. If you're thinking of competing next year, start saving now.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, crikey, I need to save.
Yeah.
Because I want to do more than just the show. So already it's like, it's going to cost, isn't it? Bikini, all of that.
All the fun stuff.
All the fun stuff.
Difference between federations, including FMG, Pure Elite, PCA and IFBB.
The biggest difference? Posing. Is that what they're asking? Is it like
I would say the biggest difference joint is posing and physique.
Yeah. Posing, physique, and then you can go into things like finances. But yeah, that's your biggest difference.
Yeah.
If you want to do more than one federation, know what federation you're going into, then look at the criteria for the category you're going into. So what's their requirements for their front shot, side shot, back shot, transitions? Are you like, PCA compared to NPC? Like you go on, you have comparison rounds where you're with all of the like you have that in NPC, but you have like a comparison round. You've got your 60-second pose down with everyone.
That is literally one of the reasons. I mean, other than the fact that I knew that I wanted a IFBB pro card from the get-go, that is one of the reasons that put me off PCA, because there is no chance in hell that I'm rushing to the front of the stage to do a pose down. That is my worst nightmare.
Soundtrack of Tour Mackie G.
Yeah, like, no. Get me off stage.
I did that.
Someone else can win. I don't care. I'm like, it gives me the fear.
I'm pretty sure it was Tour Mackie G as well that came on stage. I got not battered, but like I remember somebody like hit me on stage, and I was just like.
Can we put a note out there as well? You don't need to get your elbows out. You should not be elbowing people on stage.
No.
Wish they knew to buy more black clothes for tanning and baggy pants.
Oh yeah. Baggy pants, because when you get tanned, you don't want any marks there. You get some people wearing all-in-ones, and that's fair.
I did for my first
Did you
show.
A little all-in-one job?
Yeah.
He didn't let me wear her.
Rachel, who I was staying with, she was my little show date mum for my first show, and she had one of the like official Get Bronzed tanning onesie things, because I had no idea what to wear.
Yeah.
And she was like, you can wear this. Also, side note, if you're a hot person, like I am, 1,000 degrees at all times, take a fan or have a fan in the hotel. Because I woke up, we obviously stayed in Travelodge at... Is it Travelodge? Yeah.
What, near
in
Brayway?
Maidenhead. Yeah. Or there's a Premier in. Other hotels are available.
Yeah.
Wherever I stayed... And the room was so hot, and there was a fan, but it wasn't enough. We had to sleep with like windows open and all sorts, and I woke up still sweating.
Yeah.
And I had like a patch here where it was going a bit pale and a bit green because I was sweating the tan off in my sleep. So I just went and like had a mitt with me because we had spare tan just in case, and I had to like dab it.
Yeah.
So yeah, a
What
tan,
month
black clothes. Huh?
What month was that in?
July.
Oh,
Is that when?
November? You ain't got to worry about that.
No.
It's a nice little warm blanket. You end up putting that on and going back to your 3 layers of duvets.
Yeah. That was another thing, another experience. Obviously competing abroad. I did in my first season. Went to Romania. It's been my favourite show ever. It was hot. It was 35 degrees. And it obviously would be like European countries as well, like in the States or whatever. And it's like
Sweat.
that tan was coming off.
Yeah.
I got off stage from the first comparison rounds and I was like, someone dab me because I'm literally dripping.
That's so funny.
Luckily Ross was there and I was like, fix my back. Just got some like blue paper towel and was like dabbing me and then went back to the tanning people. Went back to get it all fixed. Because yeah, that was hot. Can't wait to do it all again.
God.
And like I'm like a hot person too.
You are. I'm a cold person, so I don't think I've ever sweated.
Yeah, we're complete opposites. Oh, dear Lord.
I know.
Millie's fat, for reference, is like the Sahara Desert.
You said Millie's fat for reference. I was like, oh, Millie's fat for reference, and I was like, okay.
No, you literally have your flat at like 400 degrees.
The Sahara. The Sahara. No, I literally do. It's nice and cozy, and it's like I just can't.
It's stifling.
No. Do you know what? I think it's because
the other day she went, well, it's free, so I may as well have it on. I was like,
I pay a fixed rate.
Yeah, I may as well just burn it all.
So I might as well use it. Might as well have it on, because I thought, why be cold? Do you know what? I turn the living room off so it's nice and cool for you if you ever come.
That's why I'd be sleeping on the sofa.
Yeah, whereas I have turned my radiator down in my bedroom for reference.
And then you're like, hey, be hot, just open the window. Yeah, let's have the radiator on 4,000 degrees and we'll crack a window open at the same time, shall we?
What? No, I said I turned it down.
No, when I was there last. Just open the window.
I was like, are you hot? I was
Stick
like,
my head out like,
yeah, that was
Can't
bad.
breathe.
That was bad.
And then she falls asleep in a nudie.
No, and then I wake up hot and I'm like, oh, it's hot in here, isn't it? And I'm like, I'm sweating.
I can't breathe.
I'm sorry.
Oh, God. But yeah.
If it's ever that bad, you can turn it off.
No, it's okay. It's your house, innit?
True.
Another one that I did actually get messaged to me. Actually, I mean, we've spoken about food, haven't we? Let me just find it one sec.
I got messaged about the tan one, but I feel like we've touched upon that, about the actual tanning experience.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we'll do that. Oh, yeah. It was managing your hunger post-show. And it was like 2 weeks post-show. Oh, it was relating to a period coming back as well. But yeah. Yeah, hold on your horses for the return of the cycle, because that shit is savage.
God, yeah. That's like a cycle that you've never had before.
Yeah, it really is. The first one back, if you do lose it, the first one back is
brutal.
Batshit crazy.
Yeah. It's not even just the cramps and everything like that. It's more so the hormones. I feel like I'm actually having a psychotic break when it comes back, because before I do, I'm like, I must be coming on or something, because I will feel so. I remember I felt so low right before I was getting my cycle back, where I genuinely I'm dramatic, okay, I get that, but I genuinely, for a good 2 weeks, I was like, maybe I'm just depressed, and maybe this is like, I just can't seem to shake this horrible, like, low mood, low energy, low feeling. And my cycle came, and I was like, oh my God.
No, it makes sense.
Oh my God, it makes so much sense. And I was like, I'm not.
It's like that meme that's like, sorry for what I said when I was hungry.
Yeah, I didn't
need like a sorry for what I said when I was hormonal. But yeah, shall we quickly wrap up with our... I keep really wanting to touch this. I don't know why.
I'm not being funny. The way I'm on this side, and I don't know where to look. I'm not used to my angles and my...
I'm like, ooh, button.
I've banged this way too many times.
But yeah, our own tanning experience. I sent a voice note to Millie last night because we were laughing, saying we needed to talk about this. And I said that it was very turn around, touch your toes and spray your arsehole. Because it really is, and like no
Yeah.
one. Why does no one tell you that? So
What?
we're gonna tell you now.
No one tells us this. No one told me. No one prepared me for that experience. And
No,
I was
same.
like, gobsmacked.
Yeah, and then I go out and I'm like, Ross, please, what was that
I
about?
come out shaking.
I've been
like,
violated.
I come out shaking. Like, what have I just witnessed?
Yeah.
It's horrific.
Yeah. So
I'm not saying the
if you
people
are
are
a first
horrific,
timer,
but, like,
it's okay.
Take a deep breath for
Take
what
a
you're
deep
gonna,
breath.
because
Yeah, because you go in. Obviously, you're naked because they need to spray you.
Yeah.
Everywhere, and
Oh no, they won't. You won't go in naked, guys.
Oh,
You will go
yeah,
in.
but you're tanned
and
naked.
they will ask you
Take
strip
clothes off.
Yeah.
Put those little sticky things on your feet.
Yeah, you put little pads on your feet.
Yeah,
And you'll
hairnet.
and you'll think, where do I need to change? And right smack bang in the middle.
Literally in the middle of the floor. Yeah, everyone else is naked. That is also the worst time for like looking at other competitors because you're all stood there. No
You
one's
iron
got a
them up,
pump.
but
You're
you're
all
not.
flat as fuck. You're all not in poses either. So you're looking around and it's like, I can't
And then you're
tell.
looking at yourself and you look down and you're just like, wow, like
This is sad.
this is a really sad point in my moment because you are quite literally just butt ass naked. Everything's out.
Yeah.
There's no room for shame.
And then when they do your back, they literally ask you to turn around and
Spread.
lean.
Spread. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Because I literally turned back around and was like, what?
Lean forward and you lean forward a bit more.
Yeah, and I'm like, no more.
Bit more. Please.
All privacy and dignity goes out the window, but you coming out looking like a bronze goddess, so
You really do.
Yeah,
It's
so-
the side turn for me though, you know, when you do like a little side lunge and they go hand out and you're like that.
I like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you come out and then once you're all done.
And then you go into the tent with the fan to dry.
Oh.
That's the closest to passing out that I was my whole prep because I was so cold.
Yeah.
That's the only time I was
That's-
cold. And then I went back to the
that's-
hotel and was like, I'm sweating my tits off.
Yeah, no, that is freezing because you are now, once you're done in one tent, they'll be like, okay, now go on to the other side and you'll just get tanned. But
Yeah.
Two Bros was quite nice because you go into a separate room, there's all the ladies in there, so it's all time allocated, it's all lovely. PCA, different story. That was like a farm. That was like a farm and you were thrown in with all the chickens and the cows and everything. I saw everything and I didn't want to see anything.
Yeah. So yeah, that was
Yeah, and then I also feel like a perv because then it's like, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to look or like...
at your boob.
Yeah. Ignore me, I was like, I'm so...
I don't know where to look.
I'll have a prep like moment where I'm just like thinking about something and I'll gaze and I'll be like, I'm literally just been staring at someone's tits and they're not, I didn't even mean to do that.
And because you're like such a zombie anyway, you could literally just be stood. And you don't even mean to. You know when you proper like just deadpan stare at someone and it's like you're naked as well.
Yeah.
Honestly,
You know when you say that and you're like, wait, shit, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh god.
You can't say sorry because
No.
then they're like just like, what?
But it's a rite of passage, I feel.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have to have your
You have
hand done at least once.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's as traumatic as I found it, just do it yourself.
Yeah. I don't know anybody who's walked in and been like, oh, it was a great time.
Yeah.
That was easy. Don't know what everyone was worried about. You go in and
God.
you walk out and you go, yeah, I see what you mean.
That is the one thing that I wish I knew as a first timer.
Yeah, not to
I
have-
just wanted to be a bit more prepared for that. I knew we were going to be naked, but I didn't know it was going to be like a turn around and touch your toes kind of situation.
No.
But yeah,
Hands got to go everywhere. That's what you got to think, innit?
literally everywhere.
Yeah.
And then you still have those sticky things on your feet, and the bottom of your feet is the darkest part of you.
I'm like, you didn't even spray that.
That's the only bit that's been covered. But
You know when
yeah.
they do like that little technique as well and they're like, just to give you a little glaze, and I'm like, why are they the darkest part?
Yeah.
You've sprayed like my stomach 4 times and it's just getting to that shade.
Yeah, that's another thing why I don't do my hands and feet on the first layer of tan. I get questions about this all the time because they go so dark. So
Yeah.
because I do 2 base coats, the first base coat I will stop at ankles and wrists, and then the second base coat I will gently go over it just so there's not a line, and then they get a full covering when it's top coat time. So also try that out because I know a lot of the girls in America do that as well.
Good little tip.
Yeah, just so you literally don't end up with horrific coloured hands.
Yeah.
Because that's not cute.
You haven't seen my PCA hands, have you? That's rough, that.
Yeah, you can show me after.
Yeah, I'll show you.
Yeah. But
Right,
yeah, I
guys.
feel like on that note, I did want to just end with like a little exciting announcement. Obviously, it's been out on Instagram already. But for the 2025 season, I am now sponsored by Angel Competition Bikinis. I'm so excited about that. So we will add, Han is my discount code, so just HAN. I'll add a link in the bio of this, and we'll just start adding it into every video. So if anyone has any questions about bikinis, posing, life, anything, then obviously hit us up. So Han gets you 15% off site-wide. So it's bikinis, posing bikinis, clothing, jewellery, the whole lot. So
Love.
yeah, that's my first sponsorship.
Big congrats.
I know, thank you.
So exciting.
So,
I love it. And then it's already big talks about next bikinis, obviously hush on everything, but so excited.
Yeah,
So excited. So we know this season's going to be so much fun.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Thanks.
Everyone use her code,
Yeah.
including
HAN.
HAN.
Perfect. So thanks, guys. Thanks for your questions, as always.
Oh yeah, thank you so much for
Really
our
appreciate it.
questions. That was so much fun.
And just engaging. Like, thank you.
we had such good
Yeah.
questions this week. It's been lovely. So yeah, we're gonna probably do this again for next week for a different topic.
Yeah.
Go through that. But yeah, thank you so much again.
Love, love, love.
Live, laugh, love. Have a great week, please. For us.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Anything else, Real Dog?
I think that's it. I think that's a nice way to wrap up, to end the pod. Lovely little way to start the
Like,
week.
comment, subscribe, follow, share,
As
message
always.
us,
As always.
all of that.
Yeah, it feels weird looking at that camera.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I
that
quite
was
like
fun,
this
though.
one.
Do I get comfortable?
Well, yeah.
Do I get comfortable though?
Park my little bum here.
It's going to be a race of that chair now.
Yeah, no, it is. We'll just be barging in there, like,
Yeah.
elbows out.
Elbows.
Yeah. PCSH. But yeah,
Yeah.
anyway.
Right. Live, laugh, love.
Peace, guys.
Peace.